On Monday, India's Supreme Court sentenced the Yadav cousins to 25 years in jail without remission in the Nitish Katara murder case. WION's correspondent Jessica Taneja spoke to the victim's mother after that verdict in the 2002 case.
What do you think about the court verdict today?
To the extent that the Supreme Court has upheld the verdict of the High Court, I think it's a big victory, because the High Court had said unequivocally that this is a case of honor killing. It is a brutal murder, well delivered, well planned and well executed after a conspiracy, which means that the Supreme Court has upheld all this and has given 25 years, which is more than without remission. Normally in a life sentence, which life is a misnomer, they can apply for remission after 14 years. So to that extent, I think it is a big impetus to the fight on honor killing.
But you had initially asked for a death sentence, so what happened to that?
Well, capital punishment, this very court did not grant it. Sentencing is very judge-centric and we don't have a sentencing law. So they have not put anything down in the order, but apparently they did not think that it is brutal enough. And that's what I said, we need a sentencing law, because, while deciding the brutality, one case is compared with other, that is more brutal, whereas I think they should all be judged on their individual merit.
So it's been a long struggle fighting the whole political clout around this issue. How were you so determined to take that forward and just fight for the justice that you've been asking for?
Well, I think the past that be played a hand, because very big hand in providing my strength. And when I saw Nitish's body, which was in a condition which I didn't even think I'll survive looking at it, I felt myself going down under, but I said no, Nitish was someone who stood up for justice, then this has to be fought for him. And it has also got to be fought for all the young people in this country who deserve to have the right of choice in choosing their partners.
Since 2002 till now, you've been fighting for justice. Can you tell us about your journey?
I think I don't know, I just jumped into it without realizing. I don't know if I had the whole plan before me, whether I would have had. I didn't know, I knew they were bad people, but I didn't know bad was so bad. And it's been a long drawn struggle, as you know, with witnesses breaking down, even the main player, Bharti, going this way, that way, till she comes and stands for her brother in the bail petition. And so personally, yes, it has been very tough. And but I sort of said, I just kept the fight, my lakshya, if you call it, in mind, what I needed to get at, and I wasn't concerned about who's threatening me or what is happening, and that's how I was able to cope with it. But yes, it is a shame that an ordinary person in this country has to fight such a long battle, and that is why people give up. And that is again a big take from here. Please make the judicial process easier for the common man, unless you want this country to be criminal-ridden.
That case did capture India's imagination. Let's take a look at the timeline of events in that particular case. Now, Katara is abducted from a wedding allegedly by Vikas and Vishal Yadav in February of 2002. Just 3 days after he went missing, Katara's burnt body is found in a nearby village. 5 days after that abduction, police arrest Vikas and Vishal Yadav and name them as prime accused in the case. In August 2002, India's Supreme Court transferred the case to the Delhi Sessions Court. 6 years after Katara was found dead, the court finds the Yadav cousins guilty. In 2015, Vikas and Vishal Yadav are awarded life terms, but they decide to challenge that verdict in a higher court. And today, their sentences are reduced from 30 years to 25 years in jail.